This is for assignment 4.10 for module 4 for the AAC communication board that I created earlier this week. I decided to implement this, or try to anyway, implement this into it was earlier today when I went to a Chinese buffet restaurant with my mom and my brother. So we were sitting inside the actual restaurant with everyone around and that kind of thing. So it was, I would say that my experience with it was kind of frustrating and unusual for me since, I have always been on track for my speech and communication, my communication development. Like, I've had no issues with that. So it was just kind of a strange thing, especially when you're so used to talking and being able to express yourself without using a board with only a few simple commands or actions or needs or wants. So it was a little difficult. I felt kind of isolated, like I couldn't really contribute to the conversation since I only had maybe like 12 like words on there. And they were either like yes or no, I was tired, hot, cold, stuff like that. So I felt like I couldn't contribute to the conversation. It was a lot of me just be sitting there by myself in silence and watching everybody else talk and listening, and it just was unusual and kind of frustrating because you want to, especially when you don't get to see your mother all that much, and this is your time to interact with her and your brother and just hang out and eat. It's just hard, and it's kind of a humbling experience actually, to kind of see, in a sense, what other students who are nonverbal or who have issues communicating with others. So it kind of brought some perspective, even though, some perspective on how frustrating and isolating and difficult it is to really contribute to communication or conversation with just these simple little boards. So I think for like, if this was for an actual student, I would consider maybe adding a lot more words, or just things that like would actually contribute, like he, she, I want, I want to do, or I need, or things of that nature to maybe help them start creating sentences, and maybe it will help them contribute more to a conversation and them to actually be able to express their needs in a sentence rather than just be like want or food or snack, and just give more specific examples like crackers, milk, juice, things like of that nature. I kind of thought of that while creating the actual board, but I didn't know for this particular assignment if that would be too much. But knowing what I know now, kind of seeing for myself how frustrating and difficult it was to actually contribute and talk per se, I would maybe add a lot more options to the board, especially when you're starting. I mean, this is probably a good board for when you're trying to acclimate students to using them and they're learning, but I think as the difficulty or as they start to learn more, you should be adding more words and things so that I can create more sentences, and then eventually, hopefully, it'll work them up to being able to function their own AAC electronic device instead of this no tech one that teachers create for them. So that's about the extent of the experiment or assignment that I did. It was very eye-opening, and I can honestly say it makes you really appreciate your abilities to speak and communicate without any issues, or without it being harder, or it's very difficult, and it really makes you very grateful, especially since I've never had these issues myself, and I think it makes me a better teacher as well. So yeah. Thank you.